Okay guys, so today I'm going to unveil my new project car. Just bought a new car, thumbnail already gave it away, but bought a new car, got another Honda, and I got a CRX. Look at that, what a cute car, right? So, why did I buy another car? Well, we're gonna go into a real reason, but most of the reason was I just wanted a track car for NASA. This is gonna be the road racing car, the TT car, whatever you wanna call it, right? One series isn't going away, Z isn't going away. Those two have their very specific roles. The Z will stay a drift car, of course, and the 1 Series will stay an autocross car, since that car is already prepped for class. I'm already kind of foreshadowing where I'm going with this, but the 1 Series is already ready for STX. It's competitive, been proven, doesn't need anything. It's also a great daily driver, and I just love the car the way it is, so we're gonna leave it that way, which is why this car is here. So if you guys watched the Quaduro video, I suggest watching that. On the Saturday of, after cording my tires, I started looking for cars for sale, and I found this bad boy. And I went and checked it out Saturday night, and came back a few days later with cash and bought it. Now, some of you guys might see some NASA stickers on there. So we're gonna go into what's done to this car. So let's go take a look at what's done to the car. We'll go for a drive and I'll explain later plans and what the long-term plans are for this car. So here it is. So this is an 88 CRX SI. It is an SI. So if we look at the front, some of you guys might know this is an SIR bumper. I think I'm gonna get rid of this because the SIR bumper on a non-SI hood and headlight leaves this gap right here. So I'm not too much of a, I think I'm just gonna swap over to a regular SI bumper because I'll just make my life easier. So we got some wheels and tires. No idea what wheels and tires these are. Well, these tires are some, I think they're Big O all seasons. There's some like cheaper all seasons. They're in good condition, but they're by no means a performance tire. The car has been repainted red. It's originally a black car. Looked like someone sprayed it nicely and clear coated it, but a lot of orange peel. So we might try to wet sand it, see if we can bring it back, or I might just vinyl wrap the car. I'm not sure yet. It's got some aftermarket headlights. You can tell it's a little lower. It's got some coilovers. We're gonna take the wheels off and take a look at the car underneath. Some kind of livery going on here, right? So that's kind of cool. Kind of cool. Not my style, so I might change it up a little bit. If we can get the red to shine, I might just do something similar, but a different color instead of this Nardo gray looking color. So, but yeah, it is an SI. VIN does match an SI VIN. The only rust I could really find was this arch right here. It's kind of bubbly and someone painted over it. So I hope I can sand this down and get the rust gone and put some Bondo over it. It doesn't need to be perfect, so I don't want to go to the level of cutting and welding new fender arches. I don't want to go that far with this car. And we'll go into why later. So if we go into the interior of the car, it's not too bad in here. This door panel has some tape on it, so I'm assuming it's peeling apart. It's got an aftermarket wheel that's kind of peeling apart as well. But otherwise, interior is relatively clean. Seats are, these are gonna go anyway. They're not gonna be worthy for road racing. And it's got a back seat, which is apparently rare. Apparently it's a Japanese domestic market item. So I might get rid of those also because I don't need back seats, so. The odometer shows 246,000 miles, but I verified this is a real SI. And if you look at the red line here, revs to 5,000, which isn't what the SI motors rev to. They rev to about 65, 7,000. So this isn't the original cluster, so I really couldn't tell you what the mileage is. On the VIN check, it said last mileage check was 150,000 miles, so at least over that. So yeah, it's got these headlights here. I think I'm gonna go back to stock. I think I just like the way stock looks better. And then it's got these, which these need to go. Looks like someone in the past put over fenders on it, and they're gone now, but there's holes, so that's annoying. But at least the fenders aren't cut, so it could be worse. One thing I want to try to do today as well is I want to take this tint off. I mean, you can barely see the interior. And Hondas already are kind of cop magnets, especially when they look like this. They have like the stickers and the livery and blah, blah, blah. So I want to take that tint off because I don't feel like dealing with getting pulled over for that. One thing that's kind of cool about this car, blows my mind a little bit, is how small it is. It weighs about as much as a Miata, maybe even less, 2,000 pounds. But look, I can work on it back here in my garage with the door shut, which is nice because winter is upon us, or coming at least, very close. So I can actually get back here and do stuff to the car. A lot of room for activities. Yeah. Also, we got these door guards on here. Ooh, they're gooey. Not really feeling them. They kind of look goofy in the car. These are functional, but for what this car's purpose is, I'm not too worried about hitting other people's doors at car meets, you know? Oh yeah, dude. I should call her. So I got the tint off. Might not look like it because that's how dark it was. That's how dark. And how light is it outside? Yeah. Might need a little tint. It does look weird with like no tint at all. But that was definitely gonna get me in trouble. I figured while I was on a roll pulling the tint off, might as well get the sticker off as well. See. Okay, so with the tint off, I look like less of a high school drug dealer and more like a well-established drug dealer. So 2 owners ago, who really did most of the work to this car, he actually races with me, so I got to message him a little bit and got some more info about the car as much as I could without being too... I hate when I bug people too much, so I got like a little bit of info and went from there. So apparently it has a high compression motor in it, or high compression pistons, so that's cool. But the other stuff I don't know. So we're gonna lift the car up. I also need to change the oil in the car. I'm gonna change the trans fluid because it does grind third gear a little bit. And we're just gonna kind of go through some things right now and look at what the car has, see what goodies we have. So let's go ahead and get the car up in the air. We do have an SIR bumper on it. It does look kind of goofy because the hood and headlights are from a US spec SI. Well, whatever these headlights are. But otherwise, they kind of don't fit good because the SIR stuff fits a little different together. So the bumper alone makes it look goofy. So if I can find a SIR headlight set and SIR hood, I'd be stoked. These headlights, on the other hand, they don't look too bad other than the little halo on the center there. I don't like the halo. Might try to bake these, open them up, break the halo off or something, I don't know. And I think I'll like them a lot better. So let's look here in the engine bay now. So it is a D16A6. Got some cool looking headers. I actually had this off earlier today. This was cracked right here, so I took it into work and one of my friends at work welded it for me. So we got that fixed. I think this is either a PLM header or a Bisimoto header. Could be an old Bisimoto header. It goes to some kind of catback exhaust. I'm not too sure. We'll go to the back and look at that and see if any of you guys know what it is. I think it's a Tanabe medallion exhaust, maybe. We've got an aluminum radiator, so that's sweet. We've got red spark plug pliers, so that's like 20 horsepower right there. We've got this AEM adjustable cam gear, so that's cool for adjusting timing. The distributor here looks pretty new, or it's at least clean. We've got a smaller battery in it. It's nothing crazy. It's just a lawnmower battery, but it seems to work. I might go to a bigger one for the winter. We don't know yet. We'll see. Hot air intake, but I kind of want to get the filter over here. One of the things, we got a catch can back here, so that's nice that it's already there. A lot of this wiring looks actually pretty decent for the age, so I'm stoked on that. Engine bay looks really clean, honestly. For the age of the car and mileage, it looks really clean. Oh, looks like we got a free flannel. The question is, was this worn in a yeehaw kind of way or a pop punk kind of way? When we get underneath, there was a little bit of an oil leak coming from this dipstick tube up here. So I kind of cleaned it off, but you can still see some residual. But yeah, we got these traction bars here. Some kind of flywheel. It looks like it might be a Lighten flywheel, judging by the holes. And a blue clutch of some sort. That's cool. So we know it's an aftermarket clutch. Very nice. Oh, and then some sort of underdrive pulley. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I think I'd rather get a fluid damper on here. Okay guys, so now we're draining the engine oil. It is pretty black in color, but there's no metal shaving, so that's good. Yeah. Looks like there's an oil leak, but it looks like it's coming from the dipstick tube, so might need to pop that in a little better. Okay guys, so I just drained the transmission fluid here. We gotta fill it up. When I pulled off the fill plug up there, so much fluid came out. It's insane. It looked like it was very overfilled with how much fluid came out of the fill hole. Anyway, so we're changing the fluid. We got ourselves some OEM Honda manual transmission fluid. We're gonna throw some of that in, see if that helps the third gear grind. Third gear grind is barely noticeable. It is like such a kiss of a grind that I'm not too worried about it. So the suspension looks relatively clean, actually. We have these adjustable control arms. I can't see what brand they are. And then we got these coilovers, which have no brand. I'm gonna assume these are eBay coilovers. But suspension otherwise looks really good. We have these traction bars here. I'm not sure these are legal for my class, so I'll have to figure that out. Brakes look relatively new. Don't know what pads are going on in here. Can't really tell from there either. The only thing is, it looks like the CV boot is leaking a little bit, so it's spread some grease around. But otherwise, all the suspension looks like it's in really good shape, actually. There's no play in any of these joints here. That's nice. That is very nice. So here we are on the rear end of the car. It looks like we do have the same coilovers, these blue and purple ones. No idea what brand they are, what rates they are, nothing. They are a little rusty though, but whatever. This is an 88, so it does have the drum brakes. Not too worried about it right now. It seems like the goals with this car and how much power it makes, and I've seen a lot of people still run the drums in the rear on the track, so that's lower on the list of things to change out. What's really nice is I've noticed throughout this car, a lot of these bushings are in good condition, and this trailing arm bushing looks like fairly new actually, so that's good. But also, it looks like we got an adjustable upper control arm up here so we can get some camber, which this car's gonna need some. So I'm stoked on that. And then I got some kind of rear arm here. I don't think that's factory. But yeah. Now what I don't see, maybe I'm blind, sway bar? No sway bar in there? Interesting, because it seems like the way to set this car up is to get rear sway bars. Okay guys, so with the CRX gone through completely, let's go take it for a little spin, and I'll tell you my plans for this car. All right, let's give this thing a little pull here. Show you guys what this thing's all about. Not bad. We'll do one more little first gear pull since I didn't get that first clip very good. I will wait until I can straighten out the wheel. Obi smells like a Honda also. A little bit of oil burning. Okay guys, so there you have it. There's the Honda. It does burn a little oil, so I plan on changing the valve stem seals because it's not aggressive. It's kind of more after sitting for a while, after idling for a while, get a little puff out of the back. So we're gonna do the valve stem seals in this car sometime over winter. With that said, what are my plans for this car? So my plans are, I'm gonna use this as purely a track car. I'm gonna use this as a TT car and eventually maybe a wheel-to-wheel car. I'd love to build it for Honda Challenge. We don't have a big Honda Challenge group here in Utah, unfortunately, but if that changes, I'd love to make this a wheel-to-wheel Honda Challenge car. But for now, the next year, 2022, the plan is to run this guy in TT6. So TT6 is a step below TT5, which I've been running this last year. The reasoning for buying another car for track use, even though the 128i is a very well-sorted car, it still needs more to be competitive in TT5. And you strip the car out, and you need to find some aero and find a little more power, right? And it's my daily driver. I don't want to do that. And then if I do that, I'm not competitive in STX anymore. So combined with that, the last NASA event, I've just realized how many consumables I've gone through. I've got to go rebuild the shocks. I've got to redo the suspension. And it just kind of like, it costs a lot, right? So talking to a lot of other people, it just seems like the real solution to that, if you want to make it more cost efficient, is to get a lightweight car. A lightweight car goes through less tires, goes through less gas, doesn't go through parts as fast, etc. So that's the reasoning for this car, because I'm pretty big. I don't fit in a Miata that good. This guy has a lot of room though. So plan is to start building for TT6. Gonna do my research and see what we can do with that. Probably gonna keep the stock single cam for the year. But we're gonna work on the suspension and all the other stuff and really learning how to drive it, because this is gonna be a new thing to me. I did own that Integra for a while, but I only got to really autocross and do a little bit of track. We're gonna do a lot more track with this guy, and we're gonna have to learn how to drive without ABS, without power steering, etc., etc. Not that driving without power steering is hard, it's just different, right? The 128i is gonna stay though, don't worry, it's not going anywhere. It's gonna be the autocross steed, and this is gonna be the track car, and I'll still street drive it, right? I'll still drive it around town. It's not gonna get to the point, at least not this year, where it's gonna be a mess to drive on the street. I think the thing gets such good fuel economy. One thing is, you guys might be wondering, I'm going down a step in class. What's the reasoning for that? Once you want to go faster? And I understand that logic and agree with it. The guy who has the TT6 records locally here in Utah has beaten most of the TT5 records. So I've actually got to go faster than my 128i by about 2 to 3 seconds on every course. So we'll see if lightweight is the recipe for that. So with that said, guys, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Hope you guys enjoy a new project, and we're gonna be really delving into building this car for road racing, time trials, eventually wheel to wheel. And I really hope you guys stick around for this project. We're gonna document everything we do to this car, and it'll be a new project series on this channel. So if you guys are excited for this, make sure to hit the like button down below. Make sure to hit subscribe and hit the notification bell, because we're gonna be doing a lot to this car. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.